A while back, someone asked me, what's the secret to leading a great team? So I paused and thinking about all the strategies and books and the frameworks that I've learned over the years. And then I said something simple. For us, it's that we listen, we learn, and we celebrate. Because at the heart of every strong team culture that I've been a part of, whether it's in business or ministry or even in sports, it always comes back to that rhythm. Not a quarterly review, not a performance scorecard that oftentimes no one reads, just a consistent practice of feedback and reflection. At Texan Church, we've built this into our culture. We call it Delta Plus. The Delta stands for change. What could we do differently? And the Plus stands for what went well. What do we want to repeat and to reinforce? Look, it's not flashy and it's not complicated, but it works. So let me tell you the moment that I knew that we needed it. A few years back, we launched a campaign that flopped hard. It wasn't for a lack of effort. The team worked long hours, the design looked great, the messaging was on brand, but it just didn't connect. Engagement was low and the results were pretty weak. And the momentum that we had hoped for, it just didn't show up. And there was a time I would have just moved on too quickly, chalked it up to a learning experience and just jumped on to the next thing. But we didn't do that. In this case, we paused, we pulled the team together and we asked two simple questions. What should we do differently next time? And what actually went well? And at first the room was quiet because it's hard to critique something that you gave your all to. But then the feedback started flowing. And one person noticed a key step in the approval process that had been skipped. And someone else said that the timeline just felt a little too rushed. Another pointed out a silver lining. Even though the campaign missed, it sparked a new connection that became a long-term relationship. Those are all great wins, great things to notice. But that moment changed how we led, because what we learned wasn't just how to fix a campaign. We learned how to talk about the hard stuff without blame, without ego, and with a whole lot of humility. And that's what Delta Plus creates. It's a space for truth, space for growth, a space for trust. And over time, it's done more than improve our work. It's strengthened how we work together, because reflection isn't just about what needs fixing. It's about recognizing what's worth repeating. The product that launched well, the conversation that landed, the teammate who stepped up and owned it with excellence. And here's what we've learned the hard way. When you don't pause to reflect, you miss the lesson. When you don't celebrate the win, you miss the momentum. And when you don't invite feedback, you miss the growth. The best teams aren't the ones that avoid mistakes. They're the ones that learn from them. So here's my challenge to you this week. Run a Delta Plus, either with your team or even just on your own. Ask, what could we do differently? And what went well? And then before you move on, take 30 seconds to celebrate something that worked. A conversation, a decision, a small win. Because when feedback fuels your growth and celebration fuels your culture, you're no longer managing a team, you're leading one. And that's something worth building. And so if you want to create a space for intentional growth without overcomplicating your calendar, I put together a free 30-day leadership growth plan. It's simple, actionable, and it takes less than 30 minutes a day. You can grab it in the description below.